I told you that the reason that your goals haven't come to fruition yet isn't because you lack discipline or motivation, or the method that you're using to get there, the thing that you're focusing on is not an ineffective or invalid thing to implement? It doesn't mean it doesn't work. What if I told you that the reason your goals haven't come to fruition yet is actually because you're following a method that wasn't designed for your unique energy type? Today, we are diving into how human design can help you to manifest your goals with a lot more ease, flow, and in a way that feels natural, fulfilling, and aligned for your unique energy. You're listening to the Aligned and Magnetic podcast with Lauren Ashley, certified coach and mindset queen. Hey, loves, welcome back to another episode of the Aligned and Magnetic podcast. I am delighted that you are here. If you have ever felt frustrated in your life or your business with goals that you are setting or something that you're trying to achieve, if you've landed here, it's likely that you're a high achiever and you have some sort of mission in this world to create an impact, to create a movement, whatever that is, and you might feel frustrated with getting that thing off the ground. You might feel frustrated with the thing not happening, with the thing not moving in the direction that you want. And that is what we're going to talk about today. So welcome. Whether you are struggling to stay consistent, or you are forcing yourself to follow a rigid plan, or you're setting goals that don't actually excite you, this episode is absolutely for you. My mission for today's episode is to help you align with the actions that you're taking and the goals that you're setting for yourself so that things can happen more flawlessly, effortlessly. This does not mean that it's magic, although it does feel like magic when you step into your power. I have felt this several times before, but it does mean that when used effectively, when used properly, your human design chart can become a unique superpower to you and kind of like a secret that unlocks a whole world of possibilities when used correctly. So if you are here, you may have tried using some sort of traditional goal setting methods like SMART goals, or maybe hustling your way to an outcome. Maybe you have tried something that you've seen on the internet, like post content consistently for 90 days and see what changes in your life, or niche down. That's one of my favorites. Niche down and focus on your niche and promote to your niche for however many days. Or, make sure that you are getting super specific in your manifestation, like how much money you want to make, how you want it to come, and what you're going to spend it on, yada, yada, yada. Maybe you have tried the 5x55 method and you don't love it. Maybe you're trying other manifestation hacks to help you get the results that you want in your business. Hey, I am all about manifesting business results. That is exactly what I do. That is what I love to do. I love applying manifestation to business because why not? Why not make business easier? So let's dive into how we can actually personalize manifestation methods and see better results in your business based on who you are and who you came here to be. So like I said, when used correctly, human design can give us the awareness to understand what is working and what is not working. It is a tool that helps us to foster insights and reflect on ourselves and look at, why maybe certain things are not moving in the direction we want it to, why we are feeling stuck in certain areas, and can help us to clear any blockages that are coming up for us and clear them aside so that we can pave the path forward to where we want to go. I have seen time and time again that when we align our mindsets with our actions, with the results that we desire, who we desire to be, and we step into that version of ourselves now to get there, magic and miracles can happen. When we honor how we're designed to operate in the world, we actually end up leveraging our energy and using our energy correctly. So while it feels like magic and miracles are happening, what's actually happening is you're pouring your energy into the right places. What I see happen so much is a lot of intuitives, a lot of healers, a lot of people who really want to help other people. We've got these superpowers, right? We have abilities that don't necessarily fit into society standards and norms. And so what's interesting to me is that a lot of the time healers and people with more intuitive abilities will come into the business world and try to follow, business advice and then feel frustrated when it's not working. And so what we're going to do today is dive into why that is and why you feel like that, so that we can unlock your superpowers. When we work with our human design charts, instead of forcing ourselves to be something that we're not, it actually makes it a lot easier for you to pour your energy into the right places so that you can reach your goals with a lot more ease, a lot more enjoyment, and a lot less force. If you are new to human design and you don't even know what human design is, go check out my last episode. That will tell you exactly what human design is. I'm going to break down the 5 different types for you, and I provide the link to a human design chart calculator where you can pull your chart and start working with your energy. So of course, a podcast episode is not the place where I can really dive deep into each of the things. So if you want to learn more about how you are designed, I would recommend either booking a one-on-one reading with me or join my workshop. It's called Vision, and there are self-guided modules that you can go through on your own, self-paced, and learn a ton about who you are and how you can apply your human design chart to your vision and to your goals and to your strategy and to everything that you do in life and business, so that you can just make things a lot easier on yourself. So let's first start with the different human design types and how each human design type is designed to basically function in the world, and then how it relates to setting and achieving your goals. Hey loves, so by the time I was done recording this episode, I was so frustrated and I could not for the life of me figure out why. I was like, am I not supposed to be talking about this? Is this just like not my expertise? And I had all of these beliefs come up, right? And so I sat with it and I was like, okay, let's like see how this plays out. And what I realized is that I went through the whole episode recording all of this content for you, and I didn't really set the tone for what it means to actually create a vision and manifest, like create a clear vision, right? So, okay, let's just like take it back a notch. So you will see that coming up, I will focus a lot on the types, and I'm going to break that down for you. But there is a step that everybody, regardless of what energy type you are, regardless of how you are designed, like this does not matter. It might matter a little bit about how you approach it, but having a clear vision and a clear direction of where you are headed with your vision is absolutely necessary if you want to achieve your goals, if you want to manifest, if you want to change your life, if you want to live more, maybe like authentically, if you want to, grow your business, if you want to make more money, whatever it is that you desire, it's kind of like a thought. It's got to become crystallized on paper somewhere in conversation, doesn't matter, preferably on paper because you can come back to it, right? You've got to crystallize your vision and get super clear on what it is that you desire before proceeding to the next steps. And this is something that I can help you with if you are in a space where you want, more money. Okay, well, let's get clear. How much more money? What type of lifestyle do you want to live? The first step ever in changing your life, in changing your business, in changing the results is to clarify what you want. Otherwise, what happens is you end up putting a ton of signals out to the universe, and the universe is confused. Like it doesn't really know what to put in front of you, right? And I know that a lot of people think that they have a clear vision in their mind. They're like, oh yeah, I just want to make more money. Like obviously I want more clients, obviously, but we have to go deeper than that. Just saying I want more clients, like what type of clients for what offer? Like how do you, want to work with these clients, and what qualities do these clients possess? What packages do you offer that you want these clients in, right? We have to get more clear on what you are wanting in order for your vision to come to reality. Otherwise, you're going to continue to spin your wheels and kind of just play in the same field that you've been playing in. So That said, if you are ready to clarify your vision, if you are ready to step into your next evolution in life, in business, in your career, it doesn't matter. I primarily cater my offerings to female entrepreneurs, but the reality is that this one can very easily help you in whatever domain you want to apply it to. If you want to live differently, if you want to create a different vision for yourself and a different life for yourself that you are living and breathing every single day, then I want to invite you to join me inside of Vision. This is where I will help you to connect with your future self, get super clear on what your vision looks like so that you can actually set up goals for yourself that support that vision, that will naturally help you track toward that vision. Now, when I say vision, I'm not talking about like just this year. Vision is long term. It's like 1 year, that's like even cutting it like way too close. It's more like 5 to 10 years from now, right? And the vision, your vision, is what anchors you to your work. It's what is going to keep you in the game when you are doubting yourself, when you are feeling unmotivated, when you have a bad day, which all of us go through, right? When the industry is not doing as well as it used to be doing, when the economy is down, all of that stuff that can kind of derail you or send you spiraling looking for different opportunities, or maybe questioning whether this is really what you want to pursue and what you want to commit to. Your vision is what you will come back to and remind yourself, no, this is why I started this mission. This is why I am doing this, and help you to actually manifest the opportunities that you need to get you out of feeling stuck. I know a lot of people are feeling stuck right now. That is a very general consensus among the people that I have personally chatted to. So, all of that to say, let's dive into the episode. But just so you know, the big piece that I have not really talked about in this episode is really diving into your vision and clarifying what it is exactly you want to manifest. Okay? See you now. Now, what I see as a whole when it comes to staying in alignment with who you are and who you came here to be is that there are so many beliefs and I guess standards for how you should live your life, what you should accomplish, and anything with that word should at the forefront of a sentence basically is kind of cramping your style, if you know what I mean, when it comes to manifestation and keeping yourself stuck in a box that you were never really designed to fit into. The biggest problem that is likely holding you back is that you are following strategies maybe that you have seen on the internet or have heard from somebody, but you haven't customized that strategy to who you are. Now, I want to say that there are so many different ways of creating a successful business. There are so many mentors and teachers out there, gurus, like just people who are claiming to have the answers. And while I don't believe that any particular strategy is the one like key strategy for everybody, I think that there are so many paths to success. What I see happening, where I see people getting stuck, is trying to implement that strategy without kind of reflecting on, okay, like how does this fit my business model? How does this fit what I am here to do? How does this fit who I am? How does this fit with my energy and how I'm designed to use my energy effectively? So let's start with generators and manifesting generators. Generators and manifesting generators, hello, if you are one of them. I am a manifesting generator. We are designed to respond to what excites us, not to force a rigid plan. Now, I can just tell you from my experience that running a business in the beginning, I learned so much about how to run a business, how to market and sell myself, how to structure an online program, yada, yada, yada. But I, for some reason, kept kind of relying on myself to come up with content out of the blue without necessarily giving myself something to respond to. So having maybe templates or questions that you ask yourself, there are systems that you can put in place in your business to connect with your sacral energy, to connect with your gut, and to basically give yourself something to ignite your energy every single day that you are showing up for your business. And this is going to help move a lot of that stagnant, stuck energy. If you are waiting for the right thing to fall into your lap, if you are waiting for something on the outside to respond to, that is fine, but it might take you a really long time to get to where you want to be. The best method for you is to A, create systems that are going to support your sacral energy, and B, to put yourself into scenarios where you're giving yourself stuff to respond to. So that might look like going to a cafe, going to a meetup, going to gather with people where you can kind of, expose yourself to stimuli that will give you something to respond to, a yes or a no. Now, again, like I said at the beginning, basically what I see happening is that, in a nutshell, people in general are just following things that they think they should be doing. So if you are in a business program, for example, and you are following some sort of rigid strategy that is just not lighting you up, odds are it's not going to be super effective. Now, caveat, because things can light us up at the very beginning and cause like points of stuckness or frustration along the way. That doesn't mean that the thing that lit you up from the start was never aligned. It doesn't mean that the thing that lit you up at the beginning is no longer aligned. It just might mean that something needs to be tweaked in your process of getting there so that you continue to make forward movement. The other thing that could be happening is our mind gets in the way. You might feel like you are following your sacral center, but what you are actually doing is succumbing to your ego that doesn't want to get uncomfortable, that doesn't want to do anything, that wants to stay small, that doesn't want to get off the couch and move today, things like that, So instead of setting goals for generators and manifesting generators that you think you should do, instead of following plans you think you should be following, allow yourself to tune into what feels expansive, what feels compelling, or what's drawing your energy forward, what is getting your gears revving, getting your gears turning. And I don't mean these gears, I don't mean your mind gears, I mean your sacral. What is creating that feels like something I want to dive into. And listen, we don't have to completely burn our businesses to the ground to make human design fit, to follow what excites us and align with where we should be pouring our energy or where we feel called to pour energy into. It can be a super simple tweak. It can be a super small pivot. But again, it might be the way in which you are approaching something that's leading to dissatisfaction or frustration or like right? Let's say, for example, you are calling in your next 10K or 20K months. Instead of setting a goal like, I will manifest or make 10K or 20K this month, you can definitely have that as your goal. I am calling in 10 to 20K this month, whatever it is that you are currently focusing on. And also, I would add to that, I will follow what excites me, and I trust that leads me to abundance. Instead of setting a goal like I will make 10K this month or 20K or 40K this month, and then proceeding to do the same things that you've always done, sticking to that rigid plan and really forcing your rigid strategy, I would instead know that you do need to have a strategy, but also tune into what is lighting me up right now. Is it a specific topic that maybe you want to dive deeper into? Is it maybe doing something that you've never done before that is calling you, that is kind of like lighting a fire in your gut, but maybe it feels uncomfortable in your mind? And start to tune into those things that are just like exciting you, calling you, pulling your energy forward. Put yourself into scenarios where you can respond. And the other thing I would add to this is make sure that when you are responding to your gut and giving yourself things to respond to, that you are also focusing on that outcome, right? So if your goal is to manifest 10, 20, 40K this month, then I would be looking at, first of all, envisioning and doing the work around that dollar amount. Like, what are the beliefs that maybe are getting in your way? What makes you believe that you can't have that thing? So definitely doing the money mindset work to up level your energy while simultaneously feeling into your gut and your sacral center and what is calling you. I'll give you an example right now. I am focusing right now on a 42K month. And something that I have been doing just for fun on social media is dancing and spreading my love for dancing. I posted a video of myself teaching my followers how to dance bachata on Instagram, which, like, I am not a great dancer. I danced my entire life and like, I'm not that good. I don't have great rhythm. I get really stuck in my head about people watching me, but it was something that I really felt called to share with people because I'm like, this is such a great tool to move your body, to have fun, and to level up your energy physically, while also doing like the mindset work as well. If you don't follow me, basically what I was explaining is that you have to not just do the mindset work to get to your next level, you also have to release it physically because your body holds on to memories and your body holds on to your identity and who you are and who you have created yourself to be. So if you're looking to move to your next level, you also have to do the physical work and move your body and like intentionally release that energy, okay? So that is just an example. I felt called to post that thing. It generated a little bit of engagement. It definitely sparked some fun in my community. And that is just an example of me following a sacral pull, gut response. I don't know how that's going to translate. I don't know if that's going to lead to a 40K month, but that's the whole point, is like, you never know what is going to lead to your next milestone, your next goal, your next whatever it is. The way to get there is to continuously follow those sacral nudges and to lead through your expansion and your magnetism, if that makes sense. Now, let me just, to kind of, I guess, ground this into reality, let me paint a picture for you. So me posting that video of me dancing bachata, now that does not have a direct relationship to what I'm promoting right now. Like, really, it kind of does indirectly, but let me just paint the picture of, a generator or manifesting generator posting content that they think they should post. If they're just coming on and they're like, I need to talk about this thing, and their energy is kind of like there's no je ne sais quoi there. You know what I mean? There's no like spark. And let me tell you that a generator and a manifesting generator, when in your spark, when you are in the thing that you want to be doing, when you are enjoying the fucking process along the way, you are so magnetic. Your aura is designed to magnetize people, things, situations, opportunities, money, clients, like all of that stuff, the right people that will get you to the next things, like all of it, okay? And so that is why following what excites you and following your sacral responses is super important. Now, let me just quickly contrast this with excitement. So I think sometimes, and this is, I got confused about this in the beginning. Excitement and following your sacral center does not necessarily mean that you are following an emotional excitement. It's not an emotional high. It's not an emotional, that's so fun. It is definitely something that is fun and enjoyful, if that makes sense, but it's a gut reaction. Your body feels like, it's not just like a fleeting high. It's not just a fleeting like, oh my God, that was fun, I did it, and now it's over. It's like your body literally feels pulled. Like, you are going to feel a pull or a, and if it's neither of those, then just let it be, right? But all of that to say is, it's not an emotional response. It is a sacred response. Mm-hmm. That's what it sounds like. Mm-hmm. Mm, 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 mm-hmm. 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 All right. Now for manifestors. Okay, so Manifestors are designed to move in urges or bursts of inspiration. Manifestors have so much fucking power. So much power. A manifestor has a motor center to the throat. And basically, what that means is with the motor to the throat, it creates a really strong energy. You're able to communicate whatever center is connected to your throat, you will be communicating that tone or that vibe, that theme, if you will. And there's so much potential for leadership here, for making movements, making waves, but you have got to allow yourself to not get stuck in the step by step. That is for a generator. That is not for you, okay? So you are going to want to really work on trusting in yourself and trusting in your inspired action. It's interesting, and this is very experimental, and I'm just throwing this out there as an opportunity to experiment with, because the business world will tell you to be rigid with your time, to be rigid and disciplined, and make sure you wake up at 5 and do this and do this and do this. And girl, I am so in on healthy routines. Like, yes, we do need to take care of ourselves. We do need to make sure that we are showing up for our next level and doing the inner work, okay? And also, I believe that when you honor your urge, that you are going to be so much more powerful in your action. Instead of confining yourself to a schedule and a time blocked, like on this day, you're going to do this, this, and this, and this, and this. And if you can work in more space, like know what those things are that you have to do. But when you feel a fucking urge, go in on it. Give yourself the space to fully be in that urge and that burst of inspiration. You're going to feel tired after. Once you are done creating, once you are done putting that thing into the universe, once you are done doing the things, you are going to feel tired, and that's okay. That's probably where having a team member or someone that can help you, maybe a business partner, someone that you can collaborate with to kind of take your work and continue to move that needle forward, will be helpful. And I'm not saying to throw away all of the consistency, all of the systems that you've created for yourself. But again, like, you're not necessarily meant to respond like a generator or a manifesting generator. So if you are feeling frustrated, angry, maybe stuck by systems, I want to invite you to experiment with following your urge, following where you want to pour your energy into, and honoring when you need rest, honoring when you need to slow down, honoring when you need to maybe stop. So for you, instead of creating you might create a long-term vision for where you want to go. I think that's really important for any human design type. I believe that having a vision is key to taking steps in the right direction. Why? Because so much information, opportunity, so many different strategies come your way, especially in this digital world that we're living in. The only way that you can really know whether something is aligned for you to take action on is by having the GPS coordinates of where you want to go. Even though you might experience detours, even though the universe might pull you in a different direction or might lead you in a different direction, having that vision clearly defined will tell you on a regular basis, first of all, how you're doing. Like, are we tracking toward this vision? Are we being the version of ourselves that we need to be to get there? Am I thinking like the CEO that I want to be? Am I living like the CEO that I want to be? Am I making decisions like the CEO that I want to be? Painting a very clear vision for your future not only gives you clarity on what you're doing right now, but also it gives you clarity on the gap of where you are and where you want to be and the work that it's going to take to help you get from A to Z. So for a manifestor, you might work less on setting super specific long-term goals and maybe have more of a container for which you can operate in rather than creating super rigid plans for yourself for the year. What I would recommend is have an idea of where you want to go, but give yourself the space to dive into your urges when they do come. When a surge of inspiration hits, give yourself the space to dive into that and maybe to pivot or shift direction and allow yourself to be in that creative energy. And also, something that I would consider is how can you empower your team to support you? Because if you are like fully focused on your urge, what else is going on in the background of your business? Like perhaps you can hire someone who can keep your socials running, for example, or keep the day-to-day stuff from your business moving in a forward direction while you focus on creating the next thing that you are here to create, the next mission that you are here to, bring to the world, the next offering, the next service, the next whatever it is, and allow yourself the space to completely devote your time and energy to that while people take care of the rest of the day-to-day things. And again, we can't force the moments where we receive divine inspiration. We cannot force when your energy is going to all of a sudden feel ready to pour your soul into, right? And so making sure that you are honoring the low so that you can come into the high instead of forcing yourself to work super consistent hours is going to be something that is helpful for you. The other thing that a manifestor should be doing or might want to consider doing is informing. When you inform people of the thing that you are creating, the urge that you are in, the next thing that is coming from you, first of all, you're not only preparing your audience or your customers, your clients for the thing to come, you are also putting stimuli out there that people can respond to, that people are invited into, and the right resources and tools can come your way because of that. Manifestors are also designed to basically turn nothing into something. You can manifest out of thin air. So if I were a manifestor, I would be getting super clear on what I desire to create, because once you are clear on what you desire to create, that surge of inspiration will likely come quickly because you are lining up with the universe. You are meant to create from the universe, right? So now let's talk about projectors. If you are a projector, you are not here to grind it out 24/7. You do not have that access to that sustainable energy, but you are a source of true wisdom and you have the ability to lead society in new, remarkable ways. So, the way that you are going to want to manifest is to get super clear on what it is you want. I think that that is key for everybody, no matter what type you are, whatever you are. Getting super clear on what it is that you desire to call in is step one. But the thing for projectors is that you are going to also want to couple that with acknowledging yourself for whatever it is that you are gifted at, right? And if you can't think of anything right off the bat, it might be because you haven't done any of this work yet, right? So start to sit with yourself and acknowledge yourself for the things that you bring to the world, for the gifts that you innately have, for the wisdom that you are here to share. And once you do that, you're going to be able to much more effectively share that with the world. So I like to tell my projector clients or encourage my projector clients to be the lighthouse, which means that you are standing, like think of a lighthouse, right? A lighthouse is standing and shining a light out to the ocean, to the sea, to the lake, right? And that light is almost like a North Star. It's almost like seeing the direction in which you are meant to go. So a lighthouse is the metaphor that is, maybe bringing the ships or the boats to shore. So as a projector, how can you stand in your worth, in what it is that you bring to the table, in all of that you have, all of the wisdom that you have to share in your gifts, and shine that out to the world and allow the invitations to come to you. When you stand in your worth and in what you bring to the table, and people invite you into their world, invite you to share more, invite you to maybe connect or collaborate or whatever, that is where your energy is truly going to thrive. So instead of saying things like, oh, I'm going to be consistent on social media and post every single day, I would ask, like, how can you be that lighthouse? What acknowledgement work do you need to do with yourself? And then how can you share the insights that you are seeing? Because projectors truly do have a way of seeing things in the world that is unlike any other type, right? So how can you share the insights that you are receiving, the wisdom that you are receiving in the moments that you feel drawn to, in divine timing, in your timing? And then how can you trust that the right people are going to find your work and the right opportunities or invitations will come to fruition? Now, again, clarity, right? What opportunities are you looking for? Where are you looking to shine your light? What are you looking to step into? Clarity, first and foremost, for all types is 100% necessary. This is not a step that can be skipped just because you're a different type. And the last type is the reflector type. And for reflectors, you absorb so much energy and information from the world around you. So it's really important to give yourself enough time and space to fully sit on and gather, create clarity around what it is that you want to call in before jumping in on it. So I would be asking the question of, if you are trying to function in your business like a generator, for example, by being consistent and posting all the time and doing this, and that, and the other things, I would be asking, how can I create more space to sit with what it is that I want to achieve and really give your space to feel into the version of reality that you want to create? This might look like following a full 28-day lunar cycle, as in like you are waiting and gaining clarity and gathering clarity and clarifying and feeling into this for 28 days before taking action. It might be a shorter time frame than that, but basically my question for you would be, how can you create more spaciousness in your day-to-day to sit with the thing that you desire to create? And feeling into that is going to give you a lot of clarity on which direction you want to take and what path you desire to take that is going to be the path of least resistance for you. So this is super, super basic information. It's not customized to your unique design. I just want to remind you that there is so much more beyond just type. So really, if you're trying to change your whole manifestation game, if you're trying to achieve all of your goals just by type, it's not going to probably be the most effective, although it will help you a little bit. There's a lot more to clarify and to work on. For example, your variable. Are you designed to create non-specific or super specific goals? How are you designed to nourish yourself? What times of the day, or what type of food, or what type of information is good for your body to ingest, to take in? Another example is routines. Are you designed to have a super structured routine, or do you do best in a flowy space, maybe having a template for a routine, but working within your flow and following your timing? The more that we can understand all parts of your chart, the easier it's going to be for you to find your manifestation flow, and the easier it will be for you to reach your goals in a way that works for you. I'm going to end this with a couple of reminders. The other thing that we're going to want to look at is our inner authority and how you are designed to basically follow your intuition. Do you go with a sacral yes or no? Are you meant to honor your emotional wave? Do you have more of like an intuitive sense? Combining your inner authority with your type is going to help you boost your manifestation powers and help you to understand where is best for you to pour your energy into. And then the other thing that we're going to want to look at is our centers. So in human design, we each have defined centers, which is areas that we basically have consistent access to, and then undefined centers, which is where we can be influenced by other people, where we can be impacted or conditioned by others. Now, the undefined centers are super important because those are the areas where we can feel pressure to be something that we're not. So we want to be aware of those undefined centers so that when we are feeling pressure, we know where it's coming from and we can kind of sift through that information a little bit more easily. I can tell you that when I'm not aware of where energy is influencing my chart, it is really difficult for me to come back into my alignment. Having the awareness of, oh, that belief is not mine, or that thought process is not mine, or that pressure is not mine, or those emotions aren't mine, is really helpful to just clear that energy through your body and to come back into alignment with yourself. Now, the defined centers, they have a theme that we can either be all in alignment on that theme or lack that theme entirely, right? And so the energy centers that are defined within your chart, we want to make sure that we are in alignment with those centers because, like I said, you can have the sacral center and have a ton of energy, but if you're not aligned with your sacral center, if you keep doing things you think you should be doing rather than the things that generally light you up, then you're going to feel burnt out and exhausted. Therefore, you do not have access to that energy center because you're not aligned with it, right? So we also want to make sure within this process that we are aligning our energy in the correct way that will work for us. This system is super intricate, and the best way that I personally like to work with my clients is in a one-on-one capacity because it allows me to really cater these conversations to you and to all of these different areas. Like, I guarantee you everyone watching this video is going to have a different chart makeup and it gets super deep. So if you have any desire to dive deeper into human design and learn how to use it in a way that you can kind of like leverage your superpower, learn how to optimize your energy, unlock your unique blueprint to success, I would absolutely love to work with you. You can either schedule a one-on-one reading with me, or you can join Vision as just like a dip your toe in the water, learn a little bit more and see how I can align my vision with my human design to help you reach your goals this year in an aligned and abundant way and a much more flowy and fun, exciting, peaceful way. Now, I want to underscore that the biggest thing in all of this, human design is an awareness tool, right? And I think that if we as a society, if we as a collective actually trusted in ourselves, that we wouldn't need a tool like human design. But human design, I believe, is a tool that came at very divine timing to kind of help us shift from where we were as a society and collective before to where we are headed to now. If you even just look at generationally speaking, this is something I've been super aware of. Generationally, we have evolved so much. If you look at your grandparents, your parents, maybe your younger siblings or kids, we are evolving, and human design is a tool that can help us to bring awareness to that evolution and step into the next evolution where we're not like necessarily, following what society tells us to do. And we're not just doing all of the things that we think we should be doing and hustling ourselves into the ground. I believe that where we are headed is a much more intuitive, much more empowered, much more energetic space. It's a lot less grind it out, do the that. It's more about creating a life that you love, right? And so human design can help us understand the gaps between where we are and where we want to be and how we are being influenced, how we are living maybe not as our true selves, not as our true aligned, like who we came here to be, and how do we get into the who we came here to be. I hope this is making sense. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. If you are listening on if you're only listening to the audio podcast, then please feel free to send me a DM and let me know what your takeaways are from this episode. Let me know what you would like to learn more about. I hope that this episode gave you some clarity in some way, shape, or form. I hope that it empowered you to follow a little bit more of like the way that your natural energy is designed to flow and go. And I hope that you do take the next step and book a one-on-one reading with me or come to Vision to learn more about how this tool can seriously help you to supercharge everything that you are doing in life, in business, and just live a much more happier, more peaceful, more joyful experience here on earth. Please remember to subscribe. Please remember to leave a comment or a review. Please share this episode with a friend if you thought of them, if you think that they would enjoy hearing about this. And I will see you in the next episode. Until then, I am sending you waves of abundance. I love you.